Ladies and gentlemen, RMAC Hall of Famer Mark Worthington. Well, if Richard comes from Chicago and can talk for that long, come from Australia, I guess I get to talk for about an hour, I reckon. I asked Eric if maybe we needed someone up here to translate every now and then, so stick with me. Coach Clark was right. I walked in as an 18-year-old, and when you come from Australia, you don't really play high school basketball. You sort of come from a club association, and it's usually parents or friends that coach your team, so you know them on first name basis. And I remember walking in the office on the first day to Coach Dunlap, and he's like, "Mark, nice to meet you." And I said, "Good to meet you too, Mike." Well, that was the last time I called him Mike. It's learned pretty quickly after that it was Coach Dunlap. And he made a point that if I said it ever again, I'd probably be on the field running with a medicine ball for the rest of my life. Coach Dunlap, as many of you know, was extremely hard, but extremely fair at the same time. He wanted the absolute best for us. And even though we didn't get the picture to start off with, you got it by the end. And anyone who did 4 years under Coach Dunlap probably deserves an award. But that's the sort of person and the expectations he had on us as humans. He didn't want us just to be great basketball players or in a great team. He wanted us to be great human beings. And I think over the course of 4 years, a lot of people moulded from boys to men, and a lot of them great men. My experience here was fantastic. Walking in and winning a championship as a freshman, is unbelievable, but probably a curse at the same time. You didn't understand how hard it was to get back to that point, especially come from Australia. I mean, you look at it and you go, "Oh yeah, that was pretty good," And then the next year you make it to the Sweet 16 and you realise, man, what we did was extremely hard. 2002, when we won the championship, we got extremely lucky that year. We didn't even win the RMAC that year, but then we caught on fire at the right time. 2004 was the best team I've ever played on professionally, anywhere. It was the most dominant team I've ever played on, and you know what? As the runners found out this year, you need to be extremely good and get lucky to make a championship game. You need to be even luckier to win a championship. We were extremely lucky in 2002. We were extremely unlucky in 2004. But that team will forever be the best team I ever played on. Come my senior year, it's sort of been the way that Metro State's always been. Someone falls out and the fans, go up to the coaches and say, "Well, how are you going to replace Patrick Mutombo?" Well, here comes Luke Kendall, and he does a great job his senior year. "How are you going to replace Luke Kendall?" Then it was just my turn. And they've made a championship now, and now they're saying, "Well, what's going to happen with Jonathan Morse?" There's going to be someone else that steps up. The coaches do a fantastic job of getting you ready for your moment. And if your moment's your sophomore year, your junior year, and if you're lucky enough, your senior year, it's an amazing feeling to get the end result. Win a championship or not, you walk away from those 4 years as the best 4 years that you've ever spent, and you've known you've earned it. I'd like to thank all the assistants that I had over the course of my career here. DC, obviously, what you're doing now to get the runners back to where they are is fantastic. The things that Dunlap instilled in us way back when have now come back. And from me and the rest of the players, we thank you, because we know how hard the boys are working. We know how hard it was this year, and we know how hard you're going to continue to work with them to make them great men. Last off, thank you very much for having me. It was a long flight to get here, but it was worth every moment, reliving all the memories and moments. And Coach Clark and I have been talking over the last 3 days, and it just comes flooding back to you how great the time was. And I can only wish that people in the future, when they come up to accept their awards here, appreciate it just as much as what I am right now. So thank you.